Hello everyone, today we'll be doing a toy review of the Kamen Rider bikes that came out a few weeks ago. I'm a little behind on my reviews. As you might hear, I got a cold. Plus I had a birthday last weekend, so I was busy. So we're going to do some reviews, and it's going to be stop motion / live action. And stop motion is basically what you saw a moment ago, and live action is when a hand comes out to show the gimmick of the toy. And yeah, there's a train. If this is your first time seeing one of these videos, there's a train in the background, and you might hear a train in the back, but I'll try speaking loud enough they can hear. And yeah, as I always say, somebody in Williamsville, New York loves you. We don't know who. We're looking into it. Alright, now oh, and for those who are living in America, happy Thanksgiving, a few days late and such. Alright, let's move on. Today we'll be talking about the Kamen Rider bike for the Gaimu series. Let's take a moment and review the bikes in the last few series. The first one is the Kamen Rider Wizard. When you bought his bike, you were able to buy the dragon that came along with it, as well as a spell ring. Let's take a look at the dragon for a moment. The bike interacted with the dragon in two ways. The first way was to be attached to the dragon foot to reenact a giant kick. The second way was when he put the bike on top of the dragon and transformed the bike so it would fit to be an extra set of wings for the dragon. The year before that, we had Kamen Rider Forze. Forze's bike came with a giant robot. I used this robot in a stop motion animation, so if you're curious on all the things it can do, just check out the stop motion or the review I did of this. It changed into three different things: a robot, a weird vehicle, and a tower for the bike to blast off. It had different sound effects, such as in the tower mode it had this sound effect. I never did a video or review for the Kamen Rider O's bike because when I bought the bike, Forze was out and I was concentrating my reviews on Forze. This too has a lot of electronic sounds, and it also comes with a canoid. Using stop motion, let me show you some of the features of this bike. I want to point out quickly that those sounds, although were made from the bike, are not in that order, and you have to do something to get that sound to be produced. Moving on, I'm sure you have seen Gaimu's TV commercial spots, and you've seen them that he more or less is a horse rider. Not a bike rider per se, but a horse rider. So what we have is a horse with us. Mr. Horse, what do you think about being in this video to ride Kamen Rider? I can see that you're not that interested. Okay, well, give it a thought and come back if you change your mind. Well, with that having fallen flat on its face, let's take a look at the bikes produced by Bandai for Kamen Rider Gaimu. As you see, the bike is in a blister card, not in a box, whereas the other toys from the toy line are in a box. So far, we only have two bikes from the series, one for Kamen Rider Gaimu and one for Kamen Rider Baron. Although there is no price tags visible on the boxes. These were actually my birthday gift, okay? I got them as a birthday gift, but I know that the person who bought them, they bought them for like 1,800 yen, about 19 to 20 American dollars. That's the cheapest I've seen. Actually, I recommended the place to get them to be bought. Okay. Most places are selling them for $2,500 yen. Excuse me. Or 27 American dollars. Okay. I will now turn around the boxes slowly so you can take a look at the artwork of the box. I apologize for these stickers, but I didn't want to remove them. But underneath the stickers, I believe there are live action shots of the actors from the show on the motorcycle, not the toys on the motorcycle, but the actual character actors. Alright, now let's take these bikes out of the boxes or the blister cases, as I have done before. So, as you can see, here we have the title of the bike in English, Sakura Hurricane, picture of Gaimu and the bike. Take the blister out. Here we have the lock seat. Let's do the same with the Rose Attacker. As you can see, nice little circle saying Rose Attacker, and take this out. And here we have lock seats, or as my wife called them, yo-yo looking things. Before we transform these things into a bike, I want to show you how it interacts with a belt. Now, for those of you who do not know about the belt, I'm sure there's reviews about this, but how the sound, without a lock seat in it, you basically get this sound. Okay? These bikes do not have a sound feature in them. So if you put them in here and pull down the lock, this is coming from the belt as well. The sound will stop once you hit the sword. Okay? So how it interacts with the belt. On the side, we have, it's slightly spring-loaded, but it's also clipped together. Okay? So one more time. I'll do that with the Rose Attacker. As you can see, that's, if I'm going to turn off the belt, now the belt is off. Okay, no sound. The one thing I noticed about the Rose Attacker is, whereas the Sakura Hurricane, the clip is a little bit more sticky, this one isn't. Okay, alright, that's off. And let's go into the transformation. Both these vehicles have the same transformation, the same kind of toy, but with different model, different mold. Excuse me. Let's transform the Sakura first. First, you very easily pull the front wheel. I think this is the front wheel up, and actually this is the back wheel. Okay, pull it down. Okay. There's a clip here to combine the two. Now, this should be down like this, but if it's up like as it was, it doesn't really matter. It's a small detail. Now, the same thing that was in the belt that kind of opened and closed, the spring loaded, you pull on that and you click it a little bit, and then that releases the spring action. And you just kind of click it like so. Okay? Next, pull down this wheel. Turn the handlebars. And pull the seat back. And here's a kickstand. Voila. Alright. And to get the figures, here's Gaimu. And one thing that's really neat about this bike is it is big enough that two characters from the line can kind of be on it. The seat is really long, as you see. Let me get another figure. Okay, so it is long enough for two characters to be on the same bike. The one thing with this guy though, Ryoken, he has this front piece that does kind of keeps him. He can sit on it, but it's not all the way down. Which, hey, it's all right. All right. Now, this guy down. I got Nana Baron ready for the next bike. All right. So as I've mentioned, this is the same kind of transformation, same everything. So one more time. This wheel, which is like the back wheel, push up, push down, front wheel bender up. This, as I might have mentioned, that this has a little lock here. This really doesn't have, it has a peg, but it's not to keep it too much in place. It's just there for, I'm not sure exactly what to say about that. Alright, and here we have this bike. Alright, let's do a turn around of these toys, and that'll be about it.
Sorry, due to time restraints, I won't do a short animation using these characters, which I usually like to do at the end of my shows, at the end of my reviews, excuse me. But I will try to do one next week. My next review will be the Suica Watermelon Armor, and they will be all in live action. Again, due to time restraints. Sorry.